Good morning, Pharaoh. Welcome back to Science Time. So today I thought we'd go a little bit retro. I thought it'd be really cool to make a lava lamp. It might be really nice, especially if you're doing your mindfulness. You can sit there and just feel a little bit mindful as you watch it. Now, obviously a real lava lamp uses electricity. So this is just a much easier one that uses a little bit of science. But I think you'll really enjoy it. It doesn't need very much equipment, so it's a nice easy one to make. You need a clear plastic bottle or a jar or a glass or some sort of container. I've just chosen a drinks bottle. You need some water, you need some cooking oil, you need some food colouring ideally, just because it looks more effective if it's colourful, and you need some salt. Okay, let's get started. So for our method, the first thing we're going to do is fill our bottle to about 3/4 full of water. So we're going to fill it up until it's about 3/4 full. And then we're going to add some food colouring. So I'm going to pop in blue because I really like blue food colouring. I think colour blue is fab. We give it a little bit of shake just to distribute that colour. There we go, that looks good. Now you can always add a little bit more food colouring if you want it darker, or a little bit less if you'd like it lighter. Now, let's do the next part. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some vegetable oil up to about here. So it's about 1/4 of vegetable oil that we're going to add. Now, as I pour it in, watch really carefully. What do you see happens? Let's pour it in. Let's pour that in to about 3/4 full. Can you see the oil settles on top of the water? We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll just give it a little bit of time just to settle. Now that our oil is settled on top of our water, we're going to use our salt. We're going to sprinkle some salt and we're going to observe really carefully what happens. So watch what happens. What did you see happening when I added the salt? Why does it happen? Can you explain it to someone? Now this looks really amazing if you shine a light behind it or shine a light underneath it. It looks really effective. We'll have a go at doing that with some more salt. We'll just let those bubbles carry on for a minute and we'll just watch it. We'll be all mindful for a minute as we watch. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? So what's happening? Well, the oil and water don't mix, they're immiscible. The oil is less dense than the water. That's why it sits in that layer on top of the water. Now the salt, as we put the salt in, the salt's heavy and it falls down. And as it goes down, it drags some of that oil down with it. So then the salt goes all the way down into the water. And as the salt comes down, it starts to dissolve in the water. And that then leaves the oil in the water. And so then the oil then travels back up. The oil, if you remember, is less dense or lighter, so it will travel back up, and that's why you have the bubbles going all the way through. It's cool, isn't it? Look, there's another one there. So that's where the salt dissolved and the oil's travelling now back up. It's really effective, isn't it? It looks really good. Now you've just made one lava lamp, but I'm going to show you another type of lava lamp. Version 2. Now for this one, we need some of the same equipment, but a couple of other things too. We need our oil again. This time we need some vinegar. You don't need very much. Remember, I bought the big container just because I've got lots of things to do over the next few weeks. You need some food colouring, any colour. You don't need very much of it. You need some bicarbonate of soda. You need some sort of container. I've gone for a bottle this time. You need a spoon and you need a smaller container to put the vinegar in a minute, but ideally something that will pour, okay? So if you have all of those things, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour 3 spoonfuls of bicarbonate of soda into our container. Now I've put mine into a little measuring cylinder just to make it easier for me to pour in, because otherwise it gets really messy. Now if you don't have anything like a funnel or something to use, if you just pop a spoonful of the bicarb onto a piece of paper, give it a little crease down the middle and gently tip it into the bottle, it will go perfectly into the neck without making a mess everywhere. So you might just find that little tip just handy. Okay, so we've added our bicarb to our bottle. Now let's do the next stage. Now the next thing we need to do is to add our oil to the container. Okay, now we're going to pour in about 2/3. This is really good fractions practice. We're going to fill our bottle about 2/3 of oil. So let's pour that in. We're nearly there. We'll go about there, I think. Okay, so that's step 2. Now for step 3, we're going to pour a small amount of the vinegar into a container and we're going to add a few drops of food colouring. Now mine doesn't have a dropper, but I'm just going to pour a small amount. Whoopsie. And then just give it a little swirl, just so our vinegar is green. Now for the fun part. We're going to activate and make our lava lamp come to life. So we're going to slowly add some of the drops of the coloured vinegar and we're going to watch really carefully. Here we go. So what do you think we're going to see? What's going to happen and why? Can you tell someone? And then we'll reveal it. Is that what you thought would happen? Is that what you predicted? Let's watch a little bit more. Let's keep observing. So what happens when I add the vinegar? What do you observe? What do you observe when I add a few drops? What do you observe when I add lots of drops? What did you see happening inside the lava lamp? Can you tell someone? Can you explain it? Do you know why? So why does it happen? Well, you know, as we said before, the oil and vinegar do not have the same density, so how heavy the things are. Vinegar is more dense than this type of oil. That's why it sinks to the bottom. Did you see that? As we put it in, it sunk to the bottom. And when the vinegar touched the bottom of the container, the bicarbonate of soda was down there. So when the vinegar came down to the bicarbonate of soda, there was a chemical reaction. And those bubbles were created, so carbon dioxide was formed. And it's the carbon dioxide bubbles that you can see rising. So these are what are causing our lava lamp to work. It's what activated our lava lamp, the reaction between the vinegar and the bicarbonate of soda. Now there are so many things you can try. You can try adding different colours as I did. So you can start to put some different colour food colourings into your vinegar if you've got it, and see what happens. Try and get some different bubbles, some different colour bubbles, different carbon dioxide bubbles. Try the two lava lamps next to each other and compare them. Which one do you prefer and why? I hope you've really enjoyed this. I've had loads of fun making our lava lamps. They're mesmerising. You could just sit and watch them for ages. Let's put some more just to finish off the video. And let's observe them. But either way works really well. I hope you have a go. I hope you enjoy making your lava lamp. Watch it really carefully. Try and zoom in on those little bubbles. But if you sit there and watch it, you do feel really mindful. It's a really good way to relax. You might have your lava lamp on in the background as you do some mindfulness colouring, maybe on a Monday. See you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time for Science Time.